Welcome to Uncle Bob's Magic Cabinet, a mother-daughter podcast on all things magic and pop culture. Three, two, one, and we're on.
What's happening?
Nothing. Hi, everyone. I'm Leigh. I'm the daughter.
I'm Lori. I'm the mom.
What are you laughing at?
You.
Why?
You're in a no-nonsense mood today.
I am feeling a little, extra spicy today.
I said salty.
You did say salty. I said spicy.
You took offense.
I did. But you know when you're in one of those moods and then someone's like, are you crabby? And then you're like, now I'm getting crabby.
That's what you say all the time.
Yeah. Well.
Would you say, you know me for 27 years. You know. If you tell me I'm salty,
then I'm going to get
then
salty.
I'm really going to get salty.
I sound like such a bitch. No, I don't know. It's just one of those days, you know?
Yeah.
The lady in red has paid me a visit. It is 1,000 degrees.
It's 1,000 degrees.
Feels like I'm sitting on the sun.
We're sitting on, on the crack of the sun.
When I prayed to the Lord during the winter months.
I did not request this. Hey, you know what's funny is that let's just say we got the air conditioning fixed. So hallelujah right there, because we would otherwise be in our bathing suits. And for the folks at YouTube,
no one wants to see that.
But also, Jake and I were just talking.
Were you?
Yeah, we were. That they're literally, because I was out this morning foraging.
Okay.
And it was hot. Hotter than Hades.
And it was hot.
And it's May.
Well, the reason it's odd is because this is probably not going to come out in May, huh? But, oh well.
Yeah.
The reason it's weird is because it was snowing literally 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was just now we're hot.
Now we're in summer.
Now we're really hot.
And I do not do well
in
winter or summer.
I like the in-betweens.
I am a spring and fall gal.
Yeah, so where can we move that it's like that all the time? Do we have an idea?
I don't know if we have spring and fall anymore.
Here, we don't.
Here, no.
It is either
Pennsylvania.
hot as or it is
colder
than a witch's
colder than a well digger's ass.
Why is that a thing? Why is that a thing? Where did that come from? Whatever.
Oh my gosh.
So that's where we're at today.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just took Nanook on a walk, and I'm not kidding. It was a 15-minute walk, and I got sunburnt.
Yeah.
That's how hot it is.
We're hoping to tire him out, so
he was doing good, and literally as soon as I was about to say, guys, Nanook is doing good today, he got up and now he's staring at us.
He's giving us
and
are you eyeballing me? No, you cannot come up here. Nope. Sit it down.
He always has to say hello, and it has to be on your microphone.
I know. Mm-hmm. And then he just licks the tar out of me.
Well, he's showing you affection.
I know.
He does love to lick toes.
Great. I know it's 300 degrees and he's laying on my feet, keeping me nice and extra toasty.
I have some iced coffee here, but I'm not even going to pretend that I didn't just take a shot of gin 15 minutes ago.
Awesome.
How about you?
Get rid of your
to get rid of
my
crabbiness.
Saltiness.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you take one?
Jake made me.
He forced me.
He forced me to do it.
He said we weren't peppy enough today.
Yeah. We got to get some pep in the old step.
Little snaps.
I know. I feel like I have toothpicks keeping my eyelids open.
I know we're tired, huh?
Yeah. We've been burning the candle at both ends.
That is for sure.
A lot of stuff going on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But that's good.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I enjoy doing it, but a little tired.
Dragging it. I've had four coffees today.
I know, me too. I'm about ready to hit the bottom of my fifth cup, and it's still not.
Yeah, and I typically don't have more than one cup a day.
I typically drink one, or else I get heart palpitations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be like,
that I'm like bouncing off the walls.
Yeah.
Yeah, so probably
I haven't started bouncing yet.
me either, but watch midway through this, we both just get the rush of energy and we're like,
It'll be midnight and I'll be like, okay, it's time to clean the house.
oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
So what are we talking about today?
Well, I'm going first. I don't even need to ask. Why do I keep asking?
Right?
Yeah, I already know. I'm doing The Craft.
Ooh.
This is a fan favorite.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. You love this movie.
I do, and you don't.
And I do not.
Do you want to explain why yet, or do you want to wait?
I mean, I'll just interject as you're going along. I like it.
Okay.
I like it.
Not your favorite.
It's not my favorite.
Interesting.
No, it's a little too dark for me.
Yeah, but see, it's not.
Right. That's what you're going to
always
tell us
you
about.
that.
You always tell me that.
Yeah, I think it appears dark, but the message of it isn't.
Right.
It's actually quite the opposite.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to give a little recap as per usual, and then I'm going to go into what the lesson.
Okay.
As per usual.
I love it.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so the movie The Craft was made in 1996, which I am a 90s baby. I was born in 1993, and I absolutely love, especially when you're nearing the later 90s, okay? The music, the movies, the style, all of it.
The cheese.
The cheese.
No, that's 80s cheese, but
90s has its own cheese.
90s does. It's a different kind of cheese.
Like, okay, if I could, create one picture, like, signifying the cheese of the 90s. Do you know Josh Hartnett?
Oh, that hairdo?
Josh Hartnett's hair.
Oh, yeah.
When you think of 90s cheese, just picture Josh Hartnett's hair, and I want you to picture this. People thought it was hot.
Yeah.
People thought he was hot in the 90s.
Faculty.
It literally looks like
faculty.
he has not showered in 500 years, and his hair is greasy and crusty, and people were like, oh my God, that's so hot.
20 different directions. That was the look.
That, to me, symbolizes the 90s.
90s grunge. Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, I love all 90s styles.
The Seattle grunge scene.
I was a big Limited 2 fan. If we remember
Is that
Limited
even
2.
still around?
No. I think it kind of turned into like Justice. Have you seen those?
No.
Yeah, I think they kind of transformed into that store Justice.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not cute.
No.
But I thought it was cute when I was
I
was a youngin'.
When you were a young lass.
Okay, so the movie was made in 1996. Good year. Starring Neve Campbell,
Great.
Fairuza Balk, Rachel True. Fairuza Balk scares you?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, we'll get into that. Rachel True and Robin Tunney? Tunney.
Tomato. I don't know.
We don't know. Tunney.
Let's give her a ring and ask her how she pronounces it.
Call her up. Tag her in this video. And let's ask.
How do we pronounce your name?
I know. Okay, so the movie begins with three girls. Nancy, played by your worst enemy, Fairuza Balk.
She's not my enemy. She just is. She's a little intimidating.
She is
in this
movie.
I feel like she kind of plays intimidating characters. Though.
She was Vicky Valancourt in The Waterboy.
Also intimidating in that. She didn't take nonsense.
You're kind of right.
You know?
So it is said that she's actually a witch.
Correct, and she owns like the oldest
witch shop.
Witch shop.
Yeah.
Is it in?
I don't know.
I can't remember where it's at.
I don't know. Someone let us know and add it to our list of places to visit. Fun.
Yeah, Jake,
you can
check that.
You can meet her in person because I'm sure she's not scary. She seems like a very nice person.
Oh yeah, she seems like a cool lady.
But her character in this is kind of scary. I'll give you that.
Charts.
Okay, so Nancy, Bonnie, played by Neve Campbell, which we love Neve Campbell in this house.
Her. Yeah.
My favorite quote from Parks and Recreation, Leslie says, "Someone tell me what Neve Campbell sounds like." And I think it's the funniest thing. She's trying to do like an impression of Neve Campbell.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Someone tell me what she sounds like." Hilarious. Obviously, she was like kind of the queen. I'm going to dub her one of the queens of the 90s.
Oh,
okay?
Yeah. Scream, Party of Five.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Craft.
And she still looks great.
She's still kicking.
Because we just saw her, a couple months ago.
Yeah. What a great party of 5. That's how she does. That's the impression she ends up doing. Okay. And Rochelle is played by Rachel True, which she has the prettiest hair.
Yes.
Yeah. Love it. Okay.
Love it.
So Nancy is the most intense right off the bat. Yeah. You kind of get that she's the ringleader. She's a little fierce.
Yeah.
Okay. Nancy. No, I already.
Could I say she's fiery?
You could.
Could I?
We're gonna get into that. She is fiery.
Yeah.
Yes. Bonnie seems like the brains of the group. You are introduced to her. She is reading a book.
Okay.
So she seems like she always has her head in the books. And
Yeah.
she claims that they are seeking their fourth.
Okay.
Okay. So I feel like she is definitely the brains of the operation.
Gotcha.
Okay. Rochelle seems to be the most laid back. She's kind of chill. She is a swimmer. Mm-hmm. See where I'm going?
I see where you're going with this. Yeah.
Okay. So they are witches. The opening is totally cool. It shows them doing a bunch of spells, do some cool 90s tunes.
Oh, yeah. That's a good soundtrack.
Great soundtrack.
Yeah.
That's on my little side notes.
Oh,
awesome.
okay.
Awesome soundtrack.
Yeah.
They do the How Soon Is Now, but not the
Yes.
Smiths version.
Not the Smiths
The
version.
version that was the opening to Charmed.
Is this pre-Charmed? When was Charmed?
Jake, look it up, but I believe it's pre-Charmed.
Pre-Charmed.
Yeah.
So it did it first. They did it first.
I would say they did it first. Charmed was 1998, so this did it first.
Ooh,
Wow.
All right.
Okay, so like I said, they are witches. They are doing spells. There's 3 of them. They mention that they are looking for their 4th so that they can call the corners.
Okay.
Okay, that is why they are looking for their 4th. So Bonnie, Nev, notices a new girl, Sarah, played by Robin Tunney, balancing a pencil with her mind in class.
Nice.
Yeah, and she's like spinning it with her mind, and she knows that she is the 4th.
Oh,
Okay.
because she's smart.
Yes, because Bonnie is the brains. Okay, so they all become friends. Long story short, they form their own little coven. They go to the magic shop together, which the magic shop in that
Is
movie
cool.
is totally cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love magic shops.
Me too.
Yeah. But not like pull a rabbit out of the hat magic shop.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
You know, the new agey witchy shops.
Witchy, quote unquote,
Yeah.
shops. Right. Okay, so Sarah seems to be the most natural with magic. It seems to come to her naturally. She seems to be the most in touch with her powers.
She's rooted.
She's rooted.
Yes.
Oh my God.
What?
You don't say.
Yeah.
Right.
Crazy.
Okay, so they do this spell first, this big spell that is called I Drink of My Sisters. I don't know if that's what it's called, but that's what they say. I Drink of My Sisters, where they all put a little bit of blood in a cup. I'm assuming with wine because
That would
there's
not
a lot
fly
of
today.
no, not with the Rona.
Oh, no.
Not the Rona. Okay, so they all put their blood in the cup and they say, I drink of my sisters, and they each ask for something specific. So Bonnie was in some type of fire. They never say what happened, but she has scars all over her body, so she asks the scars to be removed. Rochelle, there's the girl that played, what's her name from the Brady Bunch?
Marsha.
The girl who played Marsha.
was married to Ben Stiller.
Yes.
Yeah.
That girl is very mean to Rochelle.
Yeah.
She's super racist, super mean. So
Yeah.
Rochelle asks for her to be stopped, but
Yeah.
only if she continues. So she doesn't
Yeah.
want anything bad to happen to her, only that she
You know.
backs off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Sarah asks for her love interest, Skeet Ulrich,
Skeet.
which oh my God, is he the king in the 90s?
Skeet.
Is he the king?
What?
And Nev is the queen.
Ooh, yeah. Skeet could be.
He could be.
I would crown him the king
She's
of
like,
the 90s.
I would crown him the
Who doesn't
king.
love Skeet Ulrich?
I do love him. So Sarah asks for him to love her back. Mm-hmm. Okay, and Nancy, asks for all of the power in the world.
I'll just take all of the
I'll
power
just
in the
take
world.
all of it.
I
Thank
don't
you.
want to be greedy, but I'll just take it all. Thanks.
They all ask for like kind of practical, nice things, and she's like, "I'll take it all."
I'll have a boyfriend.
Right. Hence why Laura is scared of her.
Please let me stop being bullied. I'll take all of the power. Thank you.
I want it all. Okay, so all of those things begin to come true.
Yeah.
Bonnie loses her scars. Rochelle's abuser starts losing all of her hair.
Yeah. So it's not just like what they're asking for, because it
right.
expanded.
It's right. So that's what I have here. It is definitely signified that they are very powerful together. Okay. Yeah. So her abuser loses her hair. Skeet Ulrich falls madly in love, like to the point of obsessed.
Yes.
So gone wrong, which as we know here, you should absolutely never perform love spells. Not cool. No.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can perform love spells, but you can't.
Not directed at someone. You should never do that.
Right.
Yes. Yeah, you could perform a spell saying, like, I hope to, you know.
I ask the universe for,
But directed
whatever's
at
best.
Someone specific, that is a big no-no.
Yeah.
Okay. And use this movie as your example. Why? Okay.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, so he becomes, like, obsessed to the point where at one point, he like kind of tries to rape her, not intent because he's under this spell and he like can't help himself.
He's obsessed with her.
Obsessed, yes. And Nancy, her mom is married to this guy that's like crappy and abusive, and he ends up biting the dust. And Nancy and the mom get all of this money from him. Okay, so that's what she gets from it.
Power equals money. Money equal power.
Money.
Hey.
Money. What? Are we going to get... You know what? I can't help myself.
You're not allowed to hum ditties.
Jake, blurt out. Okay. So, yes, they're very powerful. So, because all of this starts coming true, and they do the coolest... they do the light as a feather.
Oh, yeah.
Which is just fun.
That's hilarious.
Which... I thought originated from this movie. It didn't. No. It's a very old thing. Yeah. But I was totally the weird girl at all of the parties growing up, being like, "Do you guys want to play Light as a Feather? Stick with the board."
Everybody's, putting on lipstick and makeup and doing hair, and you're like, "Let's play Light as a Feather."
Yeah, let's play with the Ouija board. Yeah, that was me.
I don't know why I wasn't invited to this party with all of my friends.
But I blame this movie. It was totally
scared the
cool.
children.
I know. Okay, so they're very powerful, so they decide to call the coroners. Okay.
What does that mean to call the coroners?
Okay, so it is invoking the spirit of I hope I say this right, Manon, Manon, which is a fictional deity, like the creator of all things.
Okay.
Like
Gaia.
Right. Right.
We're calling it Manon.
Gaia, God. Yeah.
Allah.
Allah.
Yeah.
Yes. Manon. Manon.
Okay.
I think that how I butcher words.
Okay. So the universal power.
Yes. So they are invoking Manon, and he or she is giving them power. Okay. So they go to get stuff for this at the magic shop that we mentioned, and the owner is like, "Do not do that. You're messing with stuff that you shouldn't be messing with.
Yeah.
I would advise against it."
You're an amateur.
Yes, and she says that true magic is neither light nor dark. It is about a balance, and that power lies within the heart of each witch. And she also warns that what you give, you get back times 3.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So because they're young teenagers, they say YOLO, and they do it anyway.
YOLO. Right.
So they call the coroners, which I refer to as the beach ritual.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And not to digress, but I have to add, do you ever watch these movies? Because I do this in my mind. And when they're in magic shops like that, I have a basket in my hand and I'm shopping. I want that. I want that.
I'm looking at what's in there and I'm like, ooh.
Where can I find that?
Right. 100%. I'm like, is that a real magic shop? Are these props or were these actual?
I don't have that crystal in my collection.
So on a side note, they did actually have people that are into the craft on set to make sure that they were consulting to make sure that they were doing things respectfully and showing it in the right light.
And have I read Fairuza Balk actually consulted because
I'm sure she did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't read that.
I could be wrong on that, but
yeah. Okay. So they do this beach ritual of invoking the spirit of Manon. Manon. That's not correct, but we're going to roll with it.
Menudo. Menodo.
Someone's also create a list of all of the words I mispronounce, because it has to be. We're just going to create a blooper reel of me mispronouncing words. Okay, so all 4 elements are represented at this ritual.
Yes.
Okay. Nancy, as they're walking to the beach to do this, Nancy is seen holding a snake, which represents fire. Bonnie is seen holding a butterfly, which represents air. Rochelle is seen holding a fish, which represents water. And Sarah is seen holding a bird, which represents earth.
Wonderful. So basically, those are called elementals.
Elementals.
Are you going to go into that?
It's not on my list, but we're going to talk about the elements after
Oh, okay.
I do the recap.
Okay.
That's our lesson here is the elements.
Okay.
So hold your thoughts.
I'm going to hold on to those.
Put it in the melon and pull it back out later.
Okay.
Okay.
Just remind me. I'm getting
Okay,
senile.
She's slipping. Okay, so they each call the corners. So they do their little spiel. Fire feeling, okay, which is south. Air and invention, which is east. Water and intuition, which is west. And mother and earth, which is north.
Okay.
I'm going to really condense this because I don't want to spoil it too much because I think that you should go watch the movie, obviously. But the spell works. They take on way too much power.
Yeah.
What the girl said in the magic shop that what you give, you get back times 3 is
Right.
100% correct. Skeet Ulrich ends up taking a tumble out of a window.
Ooh.
Stuff goes very wrong. Nancy gets a little cocky with all of her new power and she goes a little...
Her cheese done slid off her cracker.
Cheese slides off of the cracker.
Cheese is nowhere to be
She tries to kill Sarah. Okay.
Yeah.
And Sarah, that is her name, right, Sarah?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Sarah ends up having to call upon the power of Mother and Earth all to herself in order to take in that power to defeat Nancy and the other girls.
Gotcha.
Okay, that
Because
is
the
the
other
recap.
girls, they're followers, and they're
Right.
like, hey, she's got all the power.
Yeah,
We're
but
gonna...
once Nancy starts getting real out of it, the other 2 girls bounce. They're like, okay, this is not... They thought they were just kind of
Peace
messing
out.
with her.
Yeah.
But then Nancy's like, no, like, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
And the other 2
And
girls
they're
are like, oh,
peace out.
goodbye. So in the end, and this is why I tell you that, yes, it may appear that it is about dark, but I would say that Nancy represents, in the end, dark, and Sarah represents the light.
Right.
And the light defeats the dark in the end.
Maybe that's why it scares me so much, because we all have dark and light in us, and we...
Like she said, it's about balance.
It's about balance, and sometimes the dark wins, and that's scary. And you know.
Because I don't think that Nancy is a bad character. I think she took too much in, and the scale tipped.
Right.
Like, because she didn't start off like that, but the scale definitely tipped in the one direction. Do you know what I mean?
The Feruzabal character.
Yes.
Yeah.
She fed the dark side a little too much.
Well, yeah, and you have to go into her backstory a little bit, because she was
abused.
She had a crappy life. She was abused. She was unwanted. She was, and people, she was bullied because she was poor. And so to then get a little taste of,
Exactly.
And, it goes askew.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The scale just kind of tipped a little bit. But
we've all been there.
We have all been there. I was having one of those days today.
Sometimes it's hard to climb out of it.
Yes, 100%.
Right.
So yes, in the end, Sarah, the light, wins. It's all about which side you feed, folks.
Yep.
Okay, so what lesson are we to learn from this movie? I think there are a bunch. Like the light, wins over dark, female empowerment.
Yes.
I think it's definitely a movie for outcasts.
Absolutely.
But what I always take away from this movie, and something that I'm fascinated by, is the 4 elements.
Of course, yes.
Love it. 4
because
elements.
we work a lot with elements.
We do.
Yeah.
It's pretty much a part of everything we do.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's the 4 elements of nature / magic. So, as we know, they are earth, air, fire, water.
Correct.
So a lot of people go, well, hey, what about on a pentacle, though? There's 5 points to a star. What's the 5th? So the 5th represents self, which can only be attained after you master the other 4 elements.
Right. Okay. Exactly. Which you're always trying to do. So you're always trying to find that balance between the 4 elements.
To reach your true self.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's like a process.
Right.
It's a goal.
Yeah, because you can look at it as earth, air, fire, and water, and people say, oh, earth, dirt, fire, flames, but it goes way deeper than that. I'm sure you're going to go into that.
Right. Okay. So the history of it is that it has been used in magic by ancient Egyptians and Greeks. Okay. So Greek philosophers believed that all of nature was made up of just those 4 elements. Like they put a lot of weight into these 4 elements, and they all had like attributes, which I'll go into. So the goal is to master, like we said, all 4 elements, and that allows you to truly tap into your own magic. Right?
Right.
Okay, that is why in tarot, the Magician card, which represents true like power and manifestation, all 4 elements can be seen on that card.
So in the tarot deck, there are 4 suits.
Right.
Just like in a deck of cards.
Right. So wands represents fire. Swords represent air, pentacles represent earth, and cups represent water.
Yes.
So on the Magician card, you can see all suits.
All 4.
Which represent each element.
So he has mastered the elements.
Right.
Which makes him the magician.
And in order for you,
right,
you also have to.
Correct.
Okay. So the process is as follows. First, you have to attain knowledge, which is air. Then you have to tap into your intuition, which is water. You have to initiate, which is fire, and then you have to manifest, which is earth. Must all be in balance to reach a harmonious life.
I'm all cattywampy.
Oh, I'm all yeah.
Cattywampus. Cattywampus.
I need to get my water in check.
Yeah, my water is not in check.
And I need a little bit of earth, I think. Need to come back down.
I have a little too much earth in sometimes.
You are.
Yeah.
I'm too much fire. I know for a fact. Lately.
Ooh, it's that Aries moon. Yeah.
I'm an Aries moon and an Aries rising. Ooh, child. So yeah, so let me tell you. So if you don't know, I'm sure a lot of you know your zodiac sign, at least your sun sign. If you don't know your moon and rising, I would strongly suggest going. There are apps that will do your birth chart. We do birth charts. Find your birth chart. And at least get to know your sun, moon, and rising.
Right. Those are the 3 biggies.
Yeah. So I am an Aquarius sun, as we know, which is air, but then I'm an Aries moon and rising, which are both fire. So that is definite. And my whole chart is like air and fire.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't have hardly any earth
in
your chart.
No.
Right. And I'm a Virgo. Virgo sun. And then an Aries moon. Both of us are Aries moons.
Yeah, and we know a lot of Aries moons.
Yes, and I am a Libra rising.
You sure are. Yeah, you've got a little bit of balance there.
Just missing that fire.
Yeah, you really need some fire. Okay, so fire signs.
Thanks, Leigh.
What?
I take that as an insult.
It's not an insult.
Just kidding.
I don't think.
No.
I think that, you just need, you know what I'm talking about. We're not going to go too deep.
I'm buying what you're selling.
Okay. So if you know your astrology sign, here is what you are. Fire signs are Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Air signs, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Water, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio.
Yes.
People always think that Scorpio is a fire sign. It is not. It is water.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the Aquarius is sometimes easily mistaken
because it's the water bearer.
It's the water bearer.
That is the water of knowledge.
Yes. Because air.
Not to toot my own horn.
Not to pat myself on the back, but.
Right.
Yeah. I'm a smarty pants.
I'm the intellect. Which
she's sitting here with her pipe and.
I know, I'm like, I have the soul of like an old man, an old wise man.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are the attributes, like the qualities of each element?
Well, obviously air is.
Yeah, I'll start with air. Air is intellect.
Right.
Okay, so if you have too much air, you're airheaded.
Yeah.
You are stuck in thought.
Your head is in the clouds.
Your head is in the clouds.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're floating off to Never Land.
Goodbye.
Wingape.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so you're just floating. You can't get out of your head. If you don't have enough, you are doing things before thinking.
Yeah.
Yep, you act without thinking first. So you make a little bit of whoopsie. Okay? Fire is will. It is known as the on switch. Creativity, passion.
Yeah. Fire.
Fire. Yeah, think of like a flame, a spark.
I feel like that is the easiest sign to like recognize, because people, they're very fast paced and they're
Yeah.
charging in. Sometimes their face is red because they just never sit down and they're always moving. And
Right. So that might mean a little too much.
Too much
so
fire.
if you have too much fire, you are hot-headed. You're you charge in without thinking. Short-tempered. Aggression.
Yes.
Too much.
Yes.
Okay. Not enough. You have no motivation.
Right.
No initiation. You don't, you know.
Lethargy.
You lazy. No, I'm just kidding.
See why I took it as an insult?
You need fire in terms of like standing up for yourself.
Tread
You need
carefully.
No, I don't think.
Yeah. No, I'm kidding.
I think you often proceed with caution where you should
Yes,
not.
because I'm very rooted.
Correct.
Yeah.
Which I think is a good thing.
Yeah.
And I strive to be more like you in that regard. But you also need a little bit of heat to be like, I'm not going to take no crap.
Yeah, we talked about this. The only time my little Aries moon comes out
When
is
someone comes after me or
when
Jake.
someone comes after you. Yeah. When someone comes after my family, then the mama bear comes out, and that's when you will see
don't
my
play.
fire. I don't stand up for myself.
Right. And that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is that, do what you do for me.
I'm the doormat.
Yeah.
Just wipe your feet on me, but don't you dare come at my kids or
I
my
know.
family. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so where did I leave off? Okay, not enough fire, no motivation. So Earth, manifestation, rooted, grounded. Okay, so you saw that with the Sarah character. She was very much in touch with herself and her power.
Earth mama.
Yeah, Earth child.
That's me.
That is you. So too much means you are stubborn and stuck.
Hard-headed.
Unwilling to change.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
You're like, yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, I'm glad I don't have any of that crap in my chart.
No, I need it.
You need a little earth.
I do. I need it because I also have a lot of air in my chart, so my head can be like, woo, and I need to come back down, which we'll talk about that, the balance. So not enough earth means you are not stable and you are unsure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not grounded.
Not grounded.
Right.
Right. Not rooted. Water, emotions. So too much means you are like drowning, like you're prone to depression.
Yeah.
Too sensitive.
Yeah. Like you
Okay.
see a commercial on television of a puppy and you're weeping uncontrollably.
Yep.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, correct. I'm like,
That's correct.
That is correct. Not enough means you can be cold and emotionless. Okay. What? What?
I'm saying.
Are you looking at me?
No,
Oh,
I was
okay.
actually myself.
We both can be.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're jaded, guys. We're jaded.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah, that's the interesting part, is because you have these signs that influence you and talk about the mastery, but then, life happens and, things, and how does that play?
It's definitely a maze.
Yeah.
You gotta,
Yeah.
it's work. That's life, baby. Okay, so balance. So fire and water balance each other, right? So
Correct.
think about it. If you have too much fire, you need to cool down.
Yeah.
Literally with water.
Yeah.
And if you are drowning in water, you need
A little fire.
You need a spark. You need something to light you
To
up.
lift you up out of the depths.
Correct. And air balances earth, which is, I think, why we get along so well. Because I do think that where I fall short, you balance me out, and vice versa.
Vice versa.
Right.
Vice versa.
So think about it. If I'm airheaded and my head is in the clouds and I can't come down, I need earth to pull me back down to ground me. And if I am too heavy in earth,
And stubborn and unchanging.
I'm stubborn and stuck, you need some air to lift you out.
Yeah, right.
Right? So how can this be seen? So that's kind of the elements. That's everything I wanted to touch on in
Right.
the elements. Obviously, I think you can go way deeper. I would urge people to go and learn about it. I find it to be absolutely fascinating.
It is fascinating. I would just touch on real quick, though, the elemental, because of the beach scene.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So every element is represented by an elemental. So some like an animal or a mythical being
Right.
that represents the element. So air is represented by fairies, or in this case, what was she holding? A butterfly.
Yeah, so things
So
that
think
fly.
about- right.
Angels. Yeah.
Right. Wings.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. Earth is represented by gnomes.
And I love gnomes. Before I even knew what an elemental was, I have
Right.
gnomes all over the house.
Yeah, or acorns, or just think of earthy
Anything
things,
earthy,
honestly.
yeah.
And in this movie, she's holding a bird.
Right.
Okay. Fire is either snakes or salamanders.
Maybe that's why this movie creeps me out so
Well,
much.
yeah. So when Nancy goes
Cray,
a
cray.
little crazy, like snakes are definitely in this movie a lot, and she
Everywhere.
starts pulling snakes out. Because
Nope.
I think about it, she's way too heavy in fire.
And for that reason, I'm out.
I'm out. I know. Poor snakes. I think they're kind of cute. Jake has tried to they are cute.
No.
They just kind of freak me out a little bit.
I disagree.
I would like to get over that because they are kind of cute.
Buh,
As long
no.
as they can't bite me, we're cool.
What do you mean, like,
Like if they I
they
don't want to
could
be
just
bit.
gum you to
if I
death?
could just look at you from afar.
if we remove their teeth? If they
Oh
had
no,
dentures.
no, I don't. If they had dentures, I don't want to hurt them. Okay, so yeah, fire, snakes, salamanders. So that is why Nancy is seen holding a snake. And water is represented by mermaids or fish or shells.
Or silkies.
Yeah. And that is why Rochelle is seen holding a fish.
Right.
Okay. So in the movie, that is how the elements are represented. So I wanted to touch on when they are all working together in the movie,
Right.
everything is balanced and fine. It is when Nancy tips and starts going out of whack that stuff goes
Haywire.
So like we talked about, that all of the elements in your life you need to have a balance of all of these things. You need to
Right.
possess all of these qualities. It can be seen in the coven in this movie.
Right.
They're all represented. Once one goes wonky, it all goes
Yeah. A handbasket.
right. And we already talked about how, there's light and dark, black magic versus white magic, and how light, in my opinion, will always win.
Right.
And I think that that's represented well in this movie.
I agree.
So that is basically, I had some sidebars.
Okay.
Killer soundtrack.
Yes.
90s, hello. Someone was wearing butterfly clips.
yeah. Those ensembles.
Wow.
Something
I
to be
love
reckoned
them.
with
The
right
style's coming back. It really is. And in
Who's wearing it?
in my heart, it never left.
Am I going to see in some 90s garb?
You do, yeah.
You're like, every day.
Every day, baby. I have been dressing like I've been in Nirvana since I was 5. I wear, that's just,
You have a pretty epic flannel collection.
I do like a flannel and a ripped jean,
See,
So
a grunge scene
I
is
think-
not dead.
I think that this movie did witchcraft right, and I think
Win-win.
everyone should go watch it.
Yeah. I love it.
Woohoo!
I love it. I'm going to have to revisit it. It's not one I reach for all the time, but
I watch it a couple times a year for sure. A lot of people like to watch it around Halloween. It is known in the horror community as a horror movie.
yeah. And I agree with that. Yeah, I would definitely agree with that.
Yeah,
Because it's a little scary at times.
it does. It's got some spooks in there.
Yeah. Cool.
Cool. Did you enjoy? Did I show you a new side to that movie?
Yes, you did. I'm sold.
Okay,
I'm smelling what you're cooking.
I have achieved my.
I've achieved my goal. Yeah, so is it my turn?
It's your turn.
Woo! Okay. So, what I have chosen to talk about this week is a little thing called the Bell Witch.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you
I'm
familiar?
intrigued. I
Yeah.
am familiar.
Okay. So, as you know, I used to live in Nashville.
You did?
But our listeners might not know that.
Right.
And so when I first got there, I had never heard of the Bell Witch.
Oh, really?
No, because that was, back in the 90s. And there was this little park. I used to work for Hard Rock Cafe. Yeah. And so there was this little park. I think it was called Riverfront or something like that. And they had this carousel down there. And it was like these carved, it wasn't like your typical horse carousel.
Okay.
It was like these carved things that were iconic for Tennessee.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and there was this one that, of course, I gravitated towards, and it was just so beautiful. And then I looked, and it was like the Bell Witch. I'm like, well, what is that? So then, of course, that
Piqued your
that
interest?
piqued my curiosity. So there are many movies that, are spin-offs on this. And actually, when I was doing my research, one of the movies that popped up was The Blair Witch.
Really?
which you're going to do as an episode.
I am.
But I don't personally
I didn't
see
think
it.
that
So
was
if anybody knows, it made no
I don't
sense
see the
to
connection
me,
there.
that connection. So, I was a little perplexed by that, but
I'm going to have to research that. Maybe I'll tap in on that when I do that.
Yeah,
The
like why.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. So the movie I'm going to be talking about today is An American Haunting.
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay.
And that took place in 2005 is when that was released.
Okay.
Yeah.
I recall it, and I thought I liked it, but now I haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah, so I just watched it
Was it bad?
the other night, and
it was bad.
It was pretty bad.
Oh, no.
So first of all, most times when you see a horror movie and it's PG-13,
Red flag.
that is a bit of a red flag.
That's a red flag.
Yeah, right. So this is the most hilarious thing that I have found. First, I'm going to say it was a stellar cast. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have Donald Sutherland.
Love him.
Yeah.
He was in Buffy.
He was in Buffy. And I mean, he's been around forever. And then also Sissy Spacek.
Oh, it was Sissy Spacek.
Yeah, she played
I forgot.
the wife
Yeah.
to Donald Sutherland.
Love Carrie.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's a good, that's a good lineup.
It is.
You would think with these two
Oh, no. Was it a
performers.
flop?
Yeah, well, it's hilarious because in my research, I'm reading like the reviews and it says the only horror about this movie was that how they got Sissy Spacek and Donald Sutherland to ruin their careers over.
Oh, no. That's a bold statement.
It was like that bad.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
And then, one of the things I saw it a couple times, but it said possibly given his hairdo and costuming, they are pretty sure that Mr. Sutherland wandered over on his lunch break from filming Pride and Prejudice and was tricked into the role in this movie.
And
And the first thing that caught my attention was like, wow, there's like a huge age difference between the two of them.
Okay.
And so I had to look it up, of course, and see like...
Well, it's based on true events, right?
Well, it is, but there's like a 20-year age difference, but that does come out in my research that is, the characters.
It's accurate?
Yeah, it is accurate.
Cool.
So this script is about a witch in Tennessee and out of Robertson County, which is a little bit further out from Nashville. And it took place, so based on historic events, 1817 to 1821.
Ooh, we're going way back.
And it's a sinister entity that tormented the Bell family.
Okay.
Okay, so we have John Bell, and he was a farmer. He moved his family from North Carolina to the Red River Bottom in Tennessee. Okay, so he owned like many acres of land and he was farming them, and they had a neighbor called the Batts family. And apparently this woman, Kate Batts, her husband got ill and was unable to, financially take care of the farm. And so Mr. Bell gets into this shady land deal because they really didn't have any choice. And she was always considered a witch in the community. And apparently it's said that she put a curse on the Bell family.
Yikes.
So not long after that, John Bell starts seeing like weird things on the farm. Like he claims to have seen a dog with the head of a rabbit.
Okay.
Yeah. And then not long after that, we have the things that go bump in the night. So knocks on the door. It sounds like rocks are being thrown at the house. And they're just assuming that the Batts family is, messing with them and heckling them. But this movie was touted as the only documented case in the United States history where a spirit takes the life of a human.
You mean the case? Not the movie.
The case. But I mean, it goes into that in the movie because John Bell ends up dead. Okay. And at the hands of the spirit. And it is documented, Like
this actually happened?
We have substantiated eyewitness accounts and affidavits penned by those who experienced the haunting firsthand. So the only documented case in U.S. history validated by the state of Tennessee.
Wow.
Right?
Okay.
So apparently when the things start going bump in the night after the knocking and rapping, things start happening in the house where it sounds like rats are chewing at the bedposts, and John Bell and his daughter Betsy seem to get the worst of it. Specifically Betsy. She starts getting tormented. Her hair is pulled. She's slapped around. You know.
Not nice.
It's not a good scene. So, they're terrified, and they're trying to figure
one
out.
Would be.
Yeah, they're trying to figure out what's happening. So, but I don't know who this spirit is. Obviously, it's not Kate Batts because she's not dead.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
Yeah. So
who the heck is it?
So who the heck is the spirit? Apparently, she put a curse on them. You know. So, and apparently, a little sidebar. Andrew Jackson makes a little stop at the Bell farm, and he is scared.
Like President Andrew Jackson?
Yeah, he wasn't president at the time, but in these affidavits, it talks about him stopping there and being scared away by the Bell Witch. But there's no evidence that he was ever there.
Yeah, isn't that odd? Well, I mean, it's not odd, but like crazy how back then you could kind of just make up whatever you wanted because there was not a lot of ways to like prove it.
Right, exactly. So it's interesting because I feel like it was debunked. So I feel like I did a lot of research, and it was just really hard to make an educated decision on whether I think this is real or not. So they're saying there are all these affidavits and all of these accounts by people that were there. But what I read was that it's kind of debunked because it came out in 1894. Martin Van Buren Ingram is the one that wrote all of this stuff down. And that was like 70 years after the account. So it's
was
like,
the account of like the murder?
Yes.
So how did he die?
So he was poisoned.
Okay.
Right.
So how
and
the
they
heck
found
would a ghost poison you?
Yeah. The ghost then became corporeal and fed him poison from a vial of poison that was found by his bedside.
Oh.
So
that's one smart ghost.
It's one, and apparently she talked very, like you and I are talking right here. Like she was, you could understand her, and
some red flags, but okay.
Right. So, but these accounts by Martin Van Buren Ingram are like 70 years after. So it's kind of like descendants. You know what I mean?
It's like the phone game. Like what got twisted, and that's a long time to go.
That's a long time. So I was thinking that the accounts were like immediately after.
Right.
Right. But it seems like it was 70 years after the fact. So
suspicious.
And after John Bell died, then the attacks on Betsy ceased. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember the movie's twist. Are you going to go into that?
I'm going to go into that. So the script was based on a novel by Brent Monahan, who put that out in 1995. And he claims that there are journals that were found that were written by Richard Powell, who ended up becoming Betsy's husband.
Okay.
And he had these journals, and he wrote everything down. And so at the beginning of the movie, you see this girl running through a field, and it's like modern day. Running through a field,
right?
And she's being tormented, and her mom comes in, and she's like, it's time to go on your weekend with your dad. And what's this? I'm cleaning up your room. What's this pile of crap in the corner? And she's like, I found that in the attic. And she's like, well, you're not supposed to go in the attic. And she takes the stuff downstairs and starts reading, which then becomes the story
of the Bell Witch.
But those journals did not exist; they're not real.
So creative liberties were taken.
Right. And this guy who wrote the novel, I mean, apparently the whole novel has been debunked with inconsistencies. And I guess he admitted that it was kind of fiction, but fiction based on real events.
Right.
But that's what the movie's based on. And so then we see, like I said, we see the bad, shady deal with the Bats woman. And, the family being tormented and Betsy and John, and then he dies. John's wife, Lucy, who's played by Sissy Spacek, apparently she's in the clouds somewhere, and she doesn't seem to know what's going on. And at the end, the twist is that actually all of this has occurred because John Bell has sexually molested
The girl.
Betsy. Mm-hmm. And she's like acting out the torments at night in bed of
what he's doing,
of his inappropriate
Right.
behavior. And she's aware of it, but she's pushed it down. And apparently the wife, who's Sissy Spacek, is aware of it.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end, you actually see the daughter giving him the poison.
Ah.
Yes. And so then we shoot back to the modern day time when the woman lets the daughter get in the car and go with the dad, and she then realizes that that is what is happening to her daughter.
Okay. What a spin.
Yeah, and she starts chasing the car.
So the movie is, their take is that the Bell Witch was not real. It was
Correct.
just this girl's way of acting out what was happening to
Correct.
her. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any truth to that whatsoever?
I do not believe so.
Okay.
I mean, what I've read is there
Could have been.
speculation, but no real proof, I guess. In the movie, you see there are 4 Bell children being represented, but in reality, they had 9 children, I think. So a lot of descendants, you know what I mean? So the family line has carried on. And so you can actually, my love of visiting,
Roadside attractions.
roadside attractions.
Can
We're
you
making
visit
a
it?
list. You can actually go there and tour it.
The house.
Yes.
Oh, creepy.
And it's like, and there's a gift shop.
I love a gift shop.
I love a gift shop. I want a keychain that says the Bell Witch Museum.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
How about a t-shirt?
And they have t-shirts, even hoodies, your favorite.
I love hoodies.
Don't you? So that was the most exciting thing to me, that you can actually go. The farmstead is still there. The other interesting thing, which they don't tap into in the movie, is on the property of the Bell Witch Homes, or the Bell Homestead, is the Bell Witch Cave.
Yeah, I think there is a Ghost Adventures episode where they go there.
Okay. Yeah. So in the cave, they're stating that maybe the Bell Witch is there, but maybe it's an Indian burial ground. So I think me and Jake watched that.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
And it was saying that one of the kids dug up a skull that was an Indian skull, and that unleashed the wrath of the spirits. So
regardless, there's some stuff happening on that property.
yeah,
maybe.
but because they went into the cave, and it was definitely. There was some
spooky spooks.
There was some stuff going on there. I don't know if I'd want to go into the cave, but
not at night.
But I feel like in the cave are possibly Native American, because there was a Native American grave in there, and somebody came in and stole the bones.
You don't do that.
That's not
Yeah,
cool.
no.
And apparently the museum gets notes all the time because people go in there, to tour. It's $18 to tour the house and
I'll pay
the
it.
cave. I'm
That's
doing
not
it,
a bad price.
but they tell you don't take anything.
Why? I would not.
People were taking rocks out of this cave and putting them in their pockets.
No dice.
And then in the mail, like weeks or months later, they get a letter with the rock saying, please return this because this, that, and this other stuff happened. So I think maybe it's like Native American spirits in the cave.
Mm-hmm.
In the movie, they don't tap into the Bell Witch in the cave or the Bell Witch Cave, just basically the farm.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think maybe it's the Bell Witch. I think it's 2 separate things.
Right. But it's just kind of a pop in place.
That's a pop in place.
For spiritual energy.
There's a lot of spiritual activity there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely would like to tour it.
That would be so creepy.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Add it to our list.
Dude, we are making a list of all these places.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm down. Let's go.
Let's do it.
You said gift shop, and I'm there.
You are completely one of those people that has to have everything. Hey, remember that time we went to Mercyhurst College?
Yeah, I had to have a hoodie.
So we love that movie, That Thing You Do. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and we were traveling out to Lilydale, which is a spiritualist community. And I was like, I know Mercyhurst is on the way because they talk about it.
We're
They're
from
like,
Erie, PA,
we're
boys.
from Erie, PA, boys. And I was like, we got to go there. And it was like early in the morning. We go into this college campus. We're like,
oh my God.
we're touring the gift shop. We got mugs. We got, and we're talking.
Magnets.
Yeah, we got magnets. You got a hoodie. I got a sweatshirt. And you're like, we're talking to the people. They're like, oh, why are you here? Do you have somebody that goes to school here? No, we love the movie, That Thing You Do.
They mentioned this in That Thing You Do.
And they're looking at us like,
okay.
what are you, an alien from another planet? I don't know what you're talking about. There were not even any movie posters of That Thing You Do in the bookshop.
What a shame that they're doing it dirty.
It's their claim to fame.
Well,
so we definitely like adventures.
mm-hmm.
So
and I'm down to go see the Bell Witch Cave and stuff.
I
Totally
know.
cool. Well, you kind of schooled me on that a little bit.
Yeah?
Yeah. I am intrigued.
Yeah, so I'm not sure where I'm sitting
I don't know
on this.
I mean, I definitely think something's happening there because I do remember the Ghost Adventures episode, and if that's a fun watch. And I do remember it being spooky.
Yeah.
But, you kind of have to wonder, like, once something has so much lore to it,
Yeah.
if that kind of adds to the energy and then it kind of creates its own thing. Do you know what I mean?
I kind of
don't
think
know.
that somebody poisoned him.
Oh, well,
And
and that definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
I do not think that a ghost
And
poisoned
I
him.
actually believe he must have, I don't think it was like, in my opinion, I don't think that it was like a one-shot dose of poison.
Someone was poisoning
I think
him.
he was slowly being poisoned because, he saw a dog with a rabbit's head.
And he kept getting sick. I remember
But
he
nobody
slowly
else-
got sick.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
nobody else saw it.
Yeah.
Like nobody else saw the dog with the rabbit's head.
Yeah, I think that something was going on there and that someone poisoned him. That is not to say that there maybe because of this cave something was going on there. Do I think that this witch came and poisoned him? No.
Yeah.
That's my opinion on that.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I'd
thanks
love
for
to
your
go to
2
the
cents.
museum
Yeah,
and I would love for them to tell me different. I don't know.
I want a sweatshirt.
Yeah, definitely.
One
Sign
of these
me up.
days we're going to just take a photo op of all of our swag
Yeah.
that we get on these trips.
Swag.
Start planning the itinerary. Get the Winnebago.
swag stuff we all get
Yes.
from the office.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Stuff
that's what
we
he
all
says.
get. Oh my gosh. So, yeah.
Love
so
it.
that's my take on the Bell Witch.
What a
of
great
Tennessee.
episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun one. That was a very educational
Yeah,
one.
yours was too.
Wow. Okay.
I love it.
Love it. I have to go slip some ice packs down my shirt and stuff because it's so hot in here.
Yeah. Even though we fixed the air conditioner.
Yeah, it's not helping.
No.
No. I'm going to go maybe research some more about the Bell Witch because I'm a little intrigued about how that has anything to do with the Blair Witch.
I know.
We'll get back to you on that.
I've seen several accounts.
Yeah.
Like even when we watched that, what was that show? Where you were just
The Ghost
talking about?
Adventures.
Yeah, he talks about it was very Blair Witch. And I was like,
I'm going to dive into that with my ice packs.
it'll be an episode.
And we'll get back to you.
Yes.
All right, everyone. That's
Okay.
another episode in the books.
Another
Fun.
episode. Yeah.
Go on social media and let us know what other topics you want us to talk about.
Yeah. Like us. Tell your friends.
Tell a friend.
Tell a friend. Spread the word
Yeah, and we
about
will.
Uncle Bob's Magic Cabinet.
Yeah, it's a fun.
It is.
It's a fun
It's a
ride.
good time. I'm glad you hang out with us here.
Yeah,
For a little
we
diatribe.
love you guys.
Yeah.
And hey, we'll talk to you next week.
All right. TTFN.
Cut, print, check the gate. Moving on.